and we are about to start Sonic 3D Blast, being run by Ori Sky. Alright, this is Sonic 3D Blast, and this is Ori Sky.
Hello, welcome. How's everyone doing? So I'm going to be running Beat the Game for this other game here. So if you were here for the last one, which was Sonic 3 Air, this will be a bit of a different run if you've not seen this before. But I guess the best way to describe it is just to jump into it, I guess. So let's go ahead and begin. So time should start in 3, 2, 1, go. So this was released in 1996, and I forgot if I should read it now. It was I forgot, it wasn't made by Sega, but it was made by another studio. But this, as you can see, this is an isometric view game. So this is kind of fake 3D, sort of. So there are 3 acts in every zone, just like as you would expect in the classic Sonics, except the goal here is not to get straight to the end. We have to go and get these little birds. Some would call them adorable, I would call them annoying, because they run away from you sometimes if you try and pick them up. But we're going to be getting 5 in each sector here. We're going to leave that one for later, don't worry. We left that one on purpose. We're going to grab our police, there we go, speeches. Grab a shield over here, which will allow us to home onto this enemy, as well as this enemy over here. And we're going to run straight back over to the left here, avoiding the turret, sometimes shoots me there. And I'm just doing, whoops, do some spin dashes into the slopes here just to get there a bit faster. And there's the fucking we left earlier. I'm going to grab the last one, and we're done with Act 1 already. Oh, right, that was probably like a 58. No, 101, that's fine. Alright, so I guess now's a good time to explain how the Flicky AI works in these games, because you saw that blue one came right over to me, right at the end there. So there are a few different kinds of Flickies in this game. There's 4. There we go. There's blue, purple, red, and green, which we'll see in that order. We'll see one, I think we'll see a few red ones in this stage. But generally, blue and purple are the easiest to deal with because they just kind of navigate towards you. There we go. Generally, just kind of navigate towards you. They go in like circles, but generally they try and make their way towards you if they can. Red ones jump on the spot, like they jump back and forth, which can be annoying to try and hit them because of the isometric view. But generally, it's not too hard to deal with. Green ones are the worst, and I'll explain why once we actually see them. We won't be seeing those until the next stage. But here's our first red one here. Thankfully, we didn't see it jumping around too much there. But we are going to go ahead and grab this one. Go straight past you with the speed shoes. Try not to get hit, because if we do get hit, we lose all our Flickies, and they just kind of start running around. There we go. One thing to note as well is, if you don't get hit, but your Flicky gets hit, then that Flicky and all the other ones will also... Wow, okay. All of them will get sniped, and they'll just kind of do the same thing. So you have to go and grab them again. But we're almost done with Act 2 here, which is... There we go. Oh, no. Which is pretty good. There's our 4th one, and then final one is over here. Alright. So we're going to move into Act 3 here, which will be our first boss. So the first 2 bosses of this game actually only take 5 hits to kill. Every other boss will take 8 hits per stage, apart from the final boss, which I'll explain when we get there. But for this boss, we're going to try and manipulate this boss to land in a certain place. So go around here, then jump once. Hopefully I make this. There we go. Then go around again. Then another 2 hits ideally. There we go, that's really good. So that should be a 3 cycle. Then one more hit and he should be gone. There we go. That was pretty optimal. Ideally you want to be able to do that. So you get 2 hits on the first 2 stages, and then 1 hit on the last one, and he's dead. But now we're moving into Rusty Ruin, or as I like to call it, Rusty Run, when I've not played the game for a while. But this is where we see our first instance of the green Flicky. There we go. That one went straight away from me, as you see, and that is what the AI does, which can be very annoying. There's some that are kind of easy to deal with because you get them trapped in a corner, but generally you want to try and grab greens as fast as you can because they... excuse me, there we go. Because they will just run away from you as fast as they can. And they don't just run in a straight line away from you. I don't remember the exact details, but they kind of update where their target is every few frames or something like that. I think I remember hearing that somewhere anyway. It's something similar to that anyway. So it's very hard to predict where we're going to go. There we go, nice. But we are going to see, using the spinner here, grabbing that green Fookie, hopefully, there we go. And then we have to keep this spinner going because we need to take this right to the end to break some blocks because apparently Sonic can't spin by himself. He has to use this to do it. This kind of pirouette device, I guess. But there we go. Grabbing the final Fookie for that sector, going through to the next one. And we're going to have one more sector in this Act 1 here. Grabbing the green, immediately jumping down, hitting the other green, jumping... Oh dear. There we go. Oh dear, that's fine. Just wanted to not die. There we go. You can see the greens kind of scattering everywhere, which is okay. And there we go. That is Act 1. So let's move into Act 2 here. It's pretty much more of the same here. We've got... There's one jump that is a bit dangerous, but I will probably take it slowly, I think. But otherwise, if you have any announcements right now would be a great time, just while we're going through the stage, to go ahead.
Alright, well, I just want to remind everybody that we are raising money for the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. You can check them out at thetrevorproject.org to access their services, find out more about their impact, or to donate. And, of course, you have the donate links that we've got in chat there. Another way you can support the cause is with the Yeti. Power Up with Pride has partnered with the Yeti to bring you shirts based on various runs throughout the event, and these awesome designs will only be around during the marathon. So, you get on those. There's some pretty cool designs, and $5 from each sale is going to go directly to the Trevor Project. And you can do !Yeti in the chat, YETEE.
Oh, that's not good. Oh. Alright, we have a bit of an issue here. We should be okay. We're almost at the end of the stage here. So this next part is going to be a bit tricky. We're going to try for a fast, quick kill, basically. Not that there's anything such as a slow quick kill, but anyway, we're going to try and jump onto the boss's paw here by taking a damage boost. So we're going to grab a ring and immediately jump onto the paw. If we fail this, we'll probably try it one more time and die to do it. No, we'll try this again. I'll try it like once more, then if we fail this time, we'll just do it on the way, I think. So grabbing some rings again. There we go. So 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, don't fall off the edge. 4 and 5, there we go. That was... So that saves having to get onto the paw and then hit the boss, probably fall down again, get onto the paw, and then basically just take like 50 seconds doing that boss. So doing that fast cycle was very nice. But of course, it's easy to miss. It's hard to get the exact positioning because of the isometric perspective. But thankfully we got that. I'm happy with that. But now we're now we're in my favorite zone, as the game just demonstrates very quickly. This is Spring. I know this is Spring. Yeah, this is Spring Stadium, and I've heard this zone described quite a few ways. Some people describe it as discount. No, as discount Candyland. Excuse me. That's not good. We have to try not to die here. I'll try not to lose the Fookies because we lost our gold shield, which I wanted to keep. Please. There you go. That's what the red Fookies do, in case you did not see before. I actually might grab the shield just because I want to be safe here and not lose Fookies later on. Ooh, okay. Alright, so Gold Shield is ideal. I don't think I mentioned this explicitly before, but basically it can lock onto enemies and it can like home from a distance. The distance is quite like it's quite lenient, so you can do it from like almost horizontal angle. I'm going to roll into him. There we go. Nice. But in particular, it'd be very useful for the next act coming up. We're almost at the end of. No, we're not. We'll be at the end of this one soon, though. There's only one more sector to go here. We're going to try and jump, hopefully hit him. Nice. That's good. That's a lot easier to get that Flicky there if you've got the gold shield, because you can just hold onto him. But trying to get that there, you just kind of have to do a precise jump off the slope. But that is us done with Act 1. So we're going to move into Act 2 here, and we're going to get a gold shield at the end of the first sector here. So not immediately, but just in a bit. And what I'm going to try and do is keep this until the very end of the act, ideally, because we do not want to lose it, because there's one enemy right at the end, which is going to cause us some issues if we do not have a gold shield. Please. There we go. There we go. One way to go. One good thing to note, actually, is the enemies you see here, like, pretty much all these enemies are on a camera cycle, I believe. So, like, there's some things in the game that are on global cycle. For example, like the positioning of like where the green fluggies go. But generally, things that are not on screen are not being like simulated. Oh, please. So, generally, enemies will be in the same place every time you get onto the screen at that point. So we kind of know where to jump off screen. Also, we're going to grab these. There we go. Grab this enemy right here. Oh. This is where the isometric percent kind of causing me some problems here, but we should be good. Just as long as we don't lose our shield. The spikes on the floor there, these spikes right there that immediately appear, those can be dangerous because as soon as you touch those, they will start appearing on the entire grid of them. So you want to try and jump as soon as you can because the kind of window for doing that is very small. But we've got one more enemy in this sector here. We're going to have to wait for the cycle. That's always on the same, so we can just wait there and then grab this. And thankfully we've got our shield here, so we should be good here. Going into the final sector of the act. So we're going to grab you. That's good. There's actually a backup gold shield right up here if we do lose the gold shield. It's like to the right there, but we're going to go to the left, which is the normal way. Because we already have this. And we're coming up on our fourth enemy. Our last enemy here is completely surrounded by all these spikes. This is fine. There we go. Surrounded by all those spikes, so having the homing attack as well as just a shield for your fluggies so they don't get sniped is very useful so that you don't, just lose everything there. Because trying to get them back on that slope when there's spikes everywhere is a real pain. Especially with green fluggies on you, which, it's just not a fun time. But I'm going to try for a quick, well, not a quick kill, but like a quick half kill, I guess, here. I'm going to go right now. Jump into the boss. Jump again. Jump again. One more. That's good. I'll stop at 4, I think. We should be good now. You can do all 8 with that strat, but it's very hard to do. I can't do it. I'm trying to hit this boss. There we go. I'm very happy with that time, actually. That was sub 30, I think, for sure. Yep, it's 25. Okay.
Can I get in it quick?
Oh, sure, go ahead, yeah. Go on.
We got a $200 donation from Hupfen, who says, I remember playing 3D Blast-A-Bunch as a kid. I don't remember if I enjoyed it, but it was definitely a video game. Good luck on the run, Ori, and cheers to everyone running Winter Pride.
Thank you so much. Yes, this game... hang on a minute here. I've got time to talk once we go up here. This game is definitely an experience. I don't remember how much I enjoyed this when I first played it, but... Oh, that's not good. We need to go back through it again. But no, playing this game is hard first time for sure. But once you kind of... because this kind of the screen is so small, with the isometric stuff as well, you kind of have to know where stuff is to be able to go fast, I guess. But once you know where stuff is, it's really fun to speedrun. I enjoy this game a lot now that I actually understand, how the levels are laid out. But it is certainly a game that not everyone can enjoy, I don't think. very difficult, casually, for sure. But we are going to go ahead and finish with... Oh, no! That's fine. That's what happens if you don't get all 5 flickers. There you go. I'm just demonstrating for everyone to see. But no, moving to the next sector here. This is my favorite zone, by the way, just because of the music. Some people prefer other tracks, but like this one is definitely up there for me. Rusty Boon is another good one as well, for sure. And to avoid the spikes, never mind. Whoops. And to wait for the snowman, I will explain these snowmen in a bit. These moving snowmen can be a real pain, and I will explain why coming up in Act 2. But this one is okay. Oh, this is fine. We don't want to search for the ice because the ice will send us back to the start of the first sector, which is a bit of a time loss. But no, that's Act 1. Act 2, we're going to see the snowmen a bit more, the moving ones. We'll also see the static ones, which aren't as much of a problem, but still can hurt us. But the moving ones can actually insta-kill us, which is not fun. And it's not intentional. It's a glitch, I believe. At least, it looks like you get crushed, because it's kind of hard to see, but basically the snowmen drop an ice cube when you kill them. So it's actually 2 hits. So I'll show you here, actually. You can see you have to hit the other one to actually be able to... Please? There we go. To actually be able to kill them. But for whatever reason, if you roll into them rather than jumping on the head, if they fire one of the bullets, or one of the snowballs, I guess, not really bullets, on the same frame or something like that as you roll into them, then you just insta-die. So we're going to take damage and use our iframes to get rid of that one. There we go. Get our gold shield again here. Oh, and we are okay. I'm going to try and keep this to the end because there's another snowman coming up. Oh dear. We're fine. I also missed an enemy, I think. Let's grab you. One other tiny optimization that I'll be doing here, you can see I just slightly pound the ground there using the shield. So that's just, if you do a homing attack when there's no enemy near you, then that will allow you to do that. It'll just go down to the ground a bit faster, so it's just a nice way of going a little bit faster through these areas. And we're going to spin here to get through the spikes, get the penguin, get the other penguin, jump up the slope, and then over here, get this snowman before it has a chance to shoot. And having the lightning shield is very nice for there because you can just home onto it rather than having to aim. Because we don't want to aim in this game. Alright, that is Act 2. I'm going to move on to the boss now. This boss is... there is a fast strat, or a faster strat anyway for this boss. So you'll see in a second here, the boss is going to come down. We're going to grab a ring first of all. So any day now, there we go. So he's got like 8 capsules. He's going to drop snowmen on us. We're just going to avoid him for now. Avoid the snowmen. So there's a fast strat where you can actually use the snowmen that he's dropping. You can bounce off the heads and actually hit him as he's going back up. It's a nice strat that saves a tiny bit of time per each time you do it. Oh, get a ring, please. Thank you. But it's kind of not really something that you want to try unless you're really experienced with that. Like, I can't do it. I think only like 2 or 3 people have done that, I think. Oh, please. So he gets faster and faster per cycle here. We're just going to... Oh. Faster and faster. There we go. Like 1 more hit to go. Yes. There we go. And as you saw there, Sonic actually becomes immune at the end of these stages. If you do, for some reason, end up... like, if you would be taking damage, you wouldn't, because after you kill the boss, you are immune to any damage. But we are now in what I like to call Fire Shield the zone. That's not a good start. Anyway, I need to get a ring. There we go. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of lava in this zone. Things that can just generally hurt you. We're not going to get a Fire Shield in this zone, but there is, in this act even, but there is one we can get. And like I got this before I got more proficient at the zone. Because it's definitely a difficult bit to do coming up here. Please. There we go. That enemy's annoying if it's on a slope. So the fire shield is the one that we sometimes get is like on those breakable platforms right to the left of that big ring there. But the reason it's useful is for this bit right here. There we go. Okay, we're good. Trying to hit that, I guess Hornet, I think? I don't know. Trying to hit that Hornet on the middle of like those 2 lava bits of the fire flamethrower, whatever things. is pretty difficult, especially when it's kind of moving really rapidly and stuff. This should be good. So you see me actually spinning on these. These are, you've probably seen platforms like this if you've seen like the classic Sonic 1, 2, and 3. There's similar platforms, and I think like either 2 or 3. This is fine. But we are using these, and then we're just jumping right at the, almost at the top. And then, oh, okay, we failed at that time. It takes a bit of time to be able to spin dash and then let go and immediately jump. There we go. Grab the green flicker here, and then didn't quite jump high enough there, that's fine. But then grabbing the wood, there's only 2 enemies left to go after this one. And we'll be trying to hit one immediately off the platform here, hopefully. No, that was the wrong position, that's fine. Then 1 more enemy to go. And we're done with Act 1. So coming up here, Act 2 is fairly difficult. The beginning, I'm just going to move up left immediately and then try and jump over these spikes as we come back in. Hit the enemy immediately, grab it, get some rings so we don't die. Grab this flicky as well, and we're going to stay here, then jump right here to get fire shield, and we should be good. Jump over here. And we're going to try and keep this fire shield right to the end of the stage. It's not too hard, but you can lose it. There we go. That was actually really close. Try and spin into this enemy so we don't get hit there. This stage without fire shield, I mean, I don't think I need to... I probably won't need to express how difficult this is, because you'll probably just see how much fire there is coming up in the next sector here. But if it's any doubt, you want to have a fire shield here. You really do. There is lots of lava. It's not a fun time. There's also fireballs as well. They really wanted to make it feel like it's a volcano. Oh, don't get hit. I'm going to take a shortcut here, just using that spring with a bit of momentum so we can actually get up there, grabbing the speed shoes. And then immediately hitting this enemy, rolling into him. There we go. Rolling into this one because I don't like to try and jump that because I usually get hit. Rolling into you. And we have in the clear now, I think, so we just jump over here. That last bit there is very difficult with no fire shield. You just try and jump over there and you get hit. That was... Try this again. There we go. Alright, going into the boss now. It's not too much to say about this boss. It goes past fairly quickly, I think. We just need to try not to get hit, honestly, and then we should be good. He's going to fire some fire, I guess, at us in a second. We want to delay a tiny bit so we don't get hit. Ideally, there we go. 6, 7, 8. Then we get to have some fun. But now that we're done with the volcano, we're actually going to move into the hardest, by far, the hardest zone in the game. Gene Gadget. So grab a shield immediately, which is optional, but I grab this for safety coming up here. So I'm going to jump down fans, going to hit the... Well, we're going to get hit, that's fine. That's why we have a shield. I'm going to go right into here. And grab another 2 flickies. This is probably like one of the densest packed, most densely packed even. No, this is not ideal. This is one of the most densely packed places in the game in terms of sectors, because that was all 5 right there. This next sector is not as hard, but I still need to concentrate a bit on not getting hit, especially here. So I'm going to grab the blowfish immediately. This blue shield, by the way, we've seen this before, but what this allows us to do is actually stand on these electric platforms as well that you see me standing on right there. These actually normally... What? Okay, that's fine. Normally they do electric damage, so they would like hurt you and cause all your flickers to go everywhere, but we've got the shield which allows you to stand on those. So hitting you, thankfully, there we go. Oh, there we go. Then one more sector to go before we're done with this area. This last sector is fairly easy actually, but coming up in Act 2, we'll have a pretty difficult section coming up. Oh dear, this is okay. That was actually not too bad. Also, fun fact: this pipe here, you see how there's a path to the left there. if you don't have 5 flickies coming into there, that sends you back to the start of the entire act. Sorry, not the zone. No, sorry, not the sector, the act. So and you can't go. It's a one-way ticket as well. You have to go all the way back. It's. Sorry, they didn't want you going in there with 4 flickies. But this bit here is like the hardest bit in the game for me. This is going to be the Slope of Rage, as people in the community call it. So we're going to first of all grab this one here, and hopefully not see that bottom bit again, because if we see that bottom bit again, that means we've fallen down the slope, which is coming up right here, by the way. I'm going to delay a tiny bit so I don't get hit by this. Oh, never mind. I would like not to. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go down this. Try not to go down this giant slope. We're going to jump from platform to platform here, all the way over here, first of all. Grabbing you. Then jumping all the way past the slope again, over to here. Grab the shield immediately as we can. Then grabbing the mouse. One more jump to make and then we're in the clear, I think. So jump here, jump there. Oh, don't hit me. Thank you. We should be good now. Good. If you fall at any point there, or like miss the jumps, you just go sliding down the slope and you can't stop yourself. And it is not a fun time because, you know, you end up right at the bottom again, have to do that whole thing again. And if you get hit, then all the flickies just scatter everywhere, which is, it's not a fun time. They go all over this. I'm going to grab this. They go all over the slope. So it's like, okay. I got hit there, that's fine anyway. But yes, we are getting the last sector of the game here. Oh, not the game, last sector of the zone even. 2 more flickies to get. This one's easy to get. The last one is a weird position, but you just have to move like half a tile out of the door coming up here, and then you just jump upright and you will be able to hit this every time. So there we go. Let me just go down, and we're at the end of Act 2. So the boss coming up here is pretty much just a very long auto-scroller, so there's not much to say about this. It'll just be me spending time trying not to get hit and waiting for the boss to come down again. So if you have any announcements or donations or anything like that, feel free to go ahead now. This is a good time for that.
All right. Well, we do have a donation. It is $15 from Real Mushy, who says, "Mushy here. I can't wait for Kube to win the Mushy Mania 2 race. Happy Winter Pride, folks." This donation seems very on the level and not suspicious whatsoever.
Alright, so I'm just kind of sliding. Oh dear. Thank you. Let's get a ring. So you can see I'm kind of turning away from the turning towards the conveyor belt, away from the side, and that just allows me to. Oh, why are you? Yeah, that's fine. That just allows me to kind of stick against the wall and move very slowly rather than, you know, doing it the intended way. I think we're 1 hit from being done now, I think. Might be wrong. Oh, so the pattern of these blocks coming down the belt is always the same, by the way. Oh, okay, just 1 more hit to go. Where are you coming? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so moving into the final zone now, which is Paneling Puppet. So we've got Acts 1, 2, and 3 here. Act 1, so I think the canonical reason and the lore here for why these flickies are in jars is because, please, is because Eggman ran out of time at this point to put them into the enemies, so he just decides to put them into these jars instead, these little glass tubes, which is fine, honestly. Oh, we will try and grab a ring. Thank you very much. There we go. I need to grab another ring. Hold on, I don't want to die here. That's the reason I'm doing that. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. So there are only 5 flickies in this zone, in this act even, well, and the zone as well. There are only 5 flickies left in the game, is what I'm trying to say. And these are them, so I'm going to move up there. So I actually got the, oh no! This is fine, we'll go back up again. So what I actually did there was, give me a moment here while I struggle with the game being not very nice to me. I need to, I'm having some trouble. I need to get a ring first of all. There we go. Okay, we should be good now. Alright, so what I did was I had the turret at the top, which we're about to go to in a second. I had that turret on screen for like, please, I don't want to fall again. I had it on screen for like a split second just so that it moved a few angles. so that we can just go down here and avoid it being at the wrong angle, essentially. So we just manipulate that by having it on screen at the top of the screen there. So that's another thing to do with like camera-based cycles. But we are getting the invincibility going around here, and big jump onto the conveyor belt. And we are almost at the end of Act 1 here. This is also really funny because the game gives you invincibility and it just decides to then, like, it gives you this long conveyor belt where you can't even use it. Which I love. But anyway, moving into Act 2 here, there are no fluggies left in the game. So we are just going to play this like a regular Sonic game now. It's going to go right to the end of Act 2 here, coming up. So this is just a race to the finish line. But there is one important thing coming up. Well, there's actually two things in this zone to pay attention to. Where am I going? It's this way, please. So the first thing is I'm going to try and get the speed shoes. I'm standing against the wall to avoid these. Going to activate you. Grab the speed shoes, ideally. There we go. Ugh, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to first of all, in a second, go through this big, I guess, well, I'm just going to Eggman's nostril, basically. Well, right over here. And we're just going to make one reference here. Eggman! So, if you may not understand what I just said, but basically that's just, I think it was Swezzy, who is one of the owners of this game, who just came up with that at one point. That's fine, I'll explain this in a second. But, yes, it's just a thing now in the community where you go past Eggman, you just shout Eggman. But, what we just did there actually was, on those platformers where I got scared, that is called MIPPing, which is short for mandatory isometric platforming. So, in this game, of course, it's isometric, but up until this point, we've not actually had to do any, we've not had to do any isometric platforming. We've just been able to kind of jump over stuff. So that is the only time in the game where you're required to. So we just skip that, or we do it faster, basically, by kind of jumping from one platform to another as it's moving, rather than waiting. But anyway, this is the final boss battle. We are going to be, that's Arm 1 destroyed. It's actually got 3 phases to it, so we've actually got like 24 hits. I need to not die. Okay. That's fine. I should have gotten a ring, honestly. We'll do this again. So its arm's going to come down. We're going to do that with a spike. And we're just going to move away as soon as it does that. One more hit, I think. Right, arm 1 is done. Number 2. There we go. Right, next phase coming up here. So this boss has 3 phases. This is number 2. And we're just going to do a pattern where we run around the sides here. So hit him there. On the sides, hit him again. This avoids the apparently physics-defying flamethrower here, which is just following us around the entire stage. But we're going to jump right at the right time here based on having moved kind of for long enough that his iframes expire. So like 2 more hits for this phase. Got 1 final phase to go in the game after this one. Okay, good. So final phase coming up. We'll be doing the same thing again here. You can actually hit this boss from the right side, but it's a bit slow. It loses a bit of time to hit it all from the right side. So we do it like this. Save a few frames. Oh, there we go. So time is not coming up on the final hit, it's coming up on when the screen fades to black, basically. So I will call when it's about to happen. Alright, 1 more hit to go. Alright, time is coming up. And time. Alright. So that was Sonic 3D Blast. It's a very fun... Thank you so much. What was my final time out of interest, if you have it?
It looks like 32:26.
Oh, that's okay. That's close to my PB. Not quite PB though. But I'm happy with that time. But yes, this is a very fun game. This is a fun speed run for sure as well. Like, as you get more used to the run, it just gets funner and funner. So I would definitely recommend checking out this game if you've not seen this before. But yes, thank you everyone so much for watching this. And thank you again to Winter Pride for accepting the run, of course.